In the late 1960s, if you tuned into 610 WIP during the afternoon, you could hear the voices in Dick Clayton's head, and they were hilarious. Comically inspired and verbally gifted, Clayton's dry wit and deft ad-libbing defined his success on the air. In stints at WIP, WCAU, WIBG, and WPEN, he reminded us that the great radio DJs do more than spin the hits. Born in the Big Apple, Dick liked to call Philly the Big Scrapple. Dick Clayton passed away in 1998 at age 70. Respected television critic Harry Harris began his career as a $15 per week copy boy at the Old Philadelphia Bulletin and moved quickly through the ranks of the newsroom before he was hired away by the Philadelphia Inquirer. Harry wrote 18 books, including a paperback bio of Mike Douglas and a collection of household tips called Good Old-Fashioned Yankee Ingenuity. By the time Harry Harris passed away at age 87, he had also written 32 plays and interviewed over 1,000 celebrities. Doug Bud Hibbs was a charismatic broadcaster who succeeded his father as general manager of Philadelphia's WTEL radio. It was the crowning achievement of his long career at the station. Early in his time there, he formed a swing band, recording Christmas bells with Patti Page. Our own chairman, Jerry Wilkinson, says that Bud treated you like a long-lost friend the minute he met you. Bud Hibbs, one of radio's good guys, passed away at age 90 in 2009. Les Kiter remains one of Philadelphia's most memorable sportscasters. Before coming to Channel 6 in 1963, Les had gained national attention for recreating San Francisco Giants and Los Angeles Dodgers games for New York radio listeners who missed the teams that had abandoned them for the West Coast. He also called boxing matches alongside Howard Cosell for the ABC radio network. Les finished his extraordinary career doing sports on a Honolulu TV station and often playing the role of a sportscaster in the original Hawaii Five-0. Les Kiter passed away in 2009 at age 89. Cal Milner was a gentle giant with a powerful voice that caused the radio audience to pause and listen. He was the complete broadcast professional, working as a disc jockey, a station manager, and as a vocalist. Off-air, he was a church lector and a Little League baseball commissioner. Cal worked at many of the big-name stations across the country, including WPEN and WHAT here in Philadelphia. He passed away in February of 2012. Rex Morgan was a big presence on the small screen in Philadelphia during the 1960s. Appearing as a cowboy kiddie show host, Ranger Rex, on Channel 6, he also hosted Morgan in the Morning, which showcased everything from celebrity interviews to old movies and even cartoons for young viewers. Rex was an Army colonel serving with distinction in World War II. He passed away at age 67 in 1989. Bill Russell made the stars of WFIL-TV shine even brighter in his longtime role as head lighting director and studio crew chief. He joined Channel 6 in 1953 and was an integral part of the station production for 4 decades. Bill worked closely with those on the other side of the lights and cameras, including Wee Willie Weber, Sally Starr, and Dick Clark. Bill Russell, who served in World War II and the Korean conflict as a U.S. Marine, passed away on Thanksgiving of 2012 at age 86. Before he wrote the classic holiday film, A Christmas Story, the incomparable Gene Shepard was a radio host. His nightly broadcasts over WOR in New York and KYW Radio in Philadelphia were distinctive, thoughtful, and engaging. He liked to talk with friends about his early radio days. Serving during World War II as a tank technician, Gene had no love for authority, a fact he happily shared with his listeners. He was married to film actress Lois Nettleton. Gene Shepard passed away in 1999. Hank Sperker will always be remembered as Channel 6's sidewalk gourmet, but he truly was a larger-than-life TV personality. Hank, who started out as a Wall Street banker, left commerce to invest in a television career that included hard news reporting, anchoring, and his all-time favorite assignment, an exclusive interview with Pope John Paul II, some of which was conducted in Polish. Hank Sperker was a Philly TV original who passed away in Florida at age 75.
Good evening. It's a long night. I have 45 seconds and I'll be out of here. My twin sister Jody and I were on Happy the Clown, Sally Star, and The World Around Us. And it was all because of my dad. I remember going to the Palestra to see Dad and see the Big Five and being weirded out that Daddy was so high up I couldn't see him. One night, we got to sit right in the TV studio at WFIL, and while he did the show, his guest that night was a boxer. And when they well, that was an entrance. My dad wouldn't have done that. But I'll keep ad-libbing because he taught me how to do that. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry and Larry, this is awesome. Thank you very much. His guest that night was a boxer, and when they finished, Daddy introduced Jody and I. This gorgeous man envelops our hands, leans down into our faces and says, "How did two cute little things like you come out as such an ugly man?" It was Muhammad Ali. On behalf of my family, I want to thank Jerry Wilkinson and the broadcast pioneers of Philadelphia for honoring my father tonight. This city will always hold a special place in the Kiter family, and its embrace of my dad. Wow. His career spanned all sports and venues around the world, including the 76ers at the Spectrum. But I know that he would tell you, as a fan, a player, and an announcer, there was nothing more electrifying than the sacred Palestra. Thank you for this honor very much.
I almost knocked it over, too. Thank you, broadcast pioneers. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, all of you here tonight. My father loved this town. He loved this business. He chronicled a great deal of it over his long career, from the TV Guide through the Bulletin, through many long years at the Inquirer, and finally at Variety. He always thought of every person who helped him to put together a story. Many of you in this room are among them. We thank you. My father gave me a wonderful childhood in the earliest days of Philadelphia television. I remember so affectionately the secret passages into the old Channel 6 to watch closed-circuit screenings that he allowed me. I remember how he got me and my brother onto Pixan. Remember Pixan? And I think that if he knew I was up here receiving this honor for him in his place, he would be tremendously proud. Thank you very much.
I just need a minute to,
In the night of the technical Emmys.
That takes care of the emotional part. I really want to thank you very much for this wonderful award that you've given my father. He loved radio. He loved Philadelphia. He loved all of you. And thank you for loving him. And I'd like to award this to the broadcast pioneers. This is from WTEL, a radio station that my grandfather and my grandmother started in the 1920s. I found this when my father passed away, so I'd like to give it to the broadcast pioneers.
thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you, darling.
Well done. Careful around the microphone. Well, thank you very much. On behalf of my mother, Luella, my sister, Bronwyn, and my sister, Betsy, who can't be here tonight, my son, Tyler, and my wife, Patty, and my two longtime friends, Barry and Sam, I'd like to thank the broadcast pioneers of Philadelphia for this great honor, and specifically a bit of thanks to Art Wilson and to Jerry Wilkinson for making this come to pass. My dad led an unforgettable life. Larry wanted me to tell a story here that I think is, well, my dad did all sorts of things and had all kinds of wild encounters throughout his life. He was in charge and was a pallbearer for George Patton. He was at the Nuremberg hangings and disposed of the top Nazis at the, including Hermann Goering. He met and interviewed Marlon Brando. And if that's not enough, he became Ranger Rex in Philadelphia. But it was a wild ride, and we really, as a family, had a tremendous time with him. He was a real character, and certainly it was a magical time in Philadelphia to be in TV, and it was certainly a great thing for me as a person that still lives in Philadelphia. And occasionally when I tell them I'm Rex Morgan, they give me that, wasn't he a movie star? But a lot of people still remember him, so that's a great thing. So again, thanks a lot for this great recognition, and it's been a privilege to be here tonight. Thank you.
We have the whole damn family up here. On behalf of Dad, who passed away a year ago this evening, we're very appreciative of his receiving this award. It's very humbling to meet and be associated with the greats of pioneer broadcasting. As mentioned, Dad started in 1953 and saw a lot of changes. I left home in 1977, and if he were driving here with us tonight, coming up City Line Avenue, I would have said, Dad, what the hell's going on? PVI's here, that's the ABC affiliate, and across the street is NBC? What? How did that happen? There's been a lot of changes in the industry. Dad was very privileged to be a proud of it, and he was a humble guy, and we're very privileged to be here tonight with all of you. Thank you very much.
I heard Dick Clayton's voice in 2 cities, and I eventually worked in the same city with him. He was a giant in his business with an extraordinary sense of humor, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you his daughter, and she is going to talk about him. Dick Clayton was on the great WIP, and it's a pleasure to introduce you to Susie. Susie?
Because he was working with Dick Karina.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. Little Susie Clayton here. Anybody who knows my dad might know that little jingle. I hope my timing's as good as his was. Thank you so much to Jerry for ferreting me out and my family. Dad gave us all such good laughs over the years. We used to have so much fun at home, and we used to love listening to him. I used to love coming to WIP, and just he'd try and get me to say good morning on a Sunday morning. Just to be included with any of you guys, it's such an honor. The names that are spoken here tonight, to have him included in that list is amazing. And thank you to all my family who came from near and far to come up and be here for this banquet. My mom, who for years and years put up with little jokes and all the fun that we had.
And my dad was always a jokester at home, so it was fun. And just wonderful. Thank you so much for this honor. He would have loved it. He would have sat in the back and gone, what the heck are we doing here? But he would have loved it. And I'm sure he's looking down on all of you saying thank you. Thank you very much.